Call of Duty just crossed a line again. Leaks for Black Ops 7 reveal not just another price hike, but a new monetization scheme so aggressive, it's leaving fans stunned. We're talking $80 for the base game, plus battle passes, overpriced skins, and now limited-time game modes that are paywalled. You heard that right. You'll soon need to pay to access temporary content that vanishes after a few weeks. No refunds, no replays, just gone. But wait, it gets worse. Over the past few months, it's been nothing but bad news for gamers when it comes to pricing. Nintendo's next-gen Switch is rumored to cost more. Xbox and PlayStation subscriptions are climbing. Even accessories are getting price bumps. And now, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is reportedly launching at $80. And that's just the entry fee. It used to be outrageous to pay this much for a new title. Now it's standard, and Activision isn't stopping there. We're not just talking about the usual stuff, skins, store bundles, battle passes. Those are already frustrating, but they've become normal. What's new and deeply concerning are the leaks pointing to a pay-to-enter model for seasonal events. You know those fun in-game events, Halloween specials, Christmas game modes, Godzilla crossovers? They've typically been free for everyone. But starting with Black Ops 7, only paying players will get access. Let's pause for a second. You'll be asked to pay full price for the game, buy a battle pass, then pay again to unlock timed content that disappears after a few weeks. This isn't just monetization, it's exploitation. Before we move on, if you want to try the latest games without breaking the bank, GameFly lets you rent physical copies and have them delivered right to your door. Click the link in the description to learn more and start your free trial. Whether you're into gaming, anime, or movies, Waz Up Nerd Insider's got your back. According to reliable insider The Ghost of Hope, Black Ops 7 will introduce higher-value limited-time events that feature exclusive rewards and new gameplay mechanics. But to access them, you'll need to buy the Premium Battle Pass, even if you already own the base game. Here's the direct quote from the leak. Black Ops 7 will feature more seasonal temporary modes, and some of these will be considered higher value, bringing exclusive rewards and different gameplay mechanics/roles. However, the only way to access these will be through the Premium Battle Pass. In other words, you're now paying for DLC you can't even keep. Once that event window closes, so does your access forever. We've seen Call of Duty pull stunts before. Remember when DLC map packs splintered the player base? Only a fraction of users would buy them, leading to matchmaking chaos. Now they're repeating the same mistake, only this time it's worse. These aren't just cosmetic additions. We're talking about core game modes that players won't be able to access unless they pay up. And since they're limited time, you don't even get the chance to revisit or unlock content at your own pace. It's gone for good. You're being charged more to play less. This isn't the first time Activision has pulled something like this. When Warzone 2 launched, everything from the original Warzone, your skins, cosmetics, and progress, was left behind. Players who'd invested real money were forced to start over and repurchase their favorite bundles. Overwatch 2 promised co-op missions from its canceled campaign, but you had to buy them individually. A once-free feature was suddenly locked behind a paywall. And now, with Black Ops 7, we're watching history repeat itself. Except this time, it's a full-price title that's nickel-and-diming its core audience. Could Game Pass soften the blow? Maybe. Since Microsoft now owns Activision Blizzard, there's a chance Black Ops 7 will be available on Game Pass, and possibly include access to some of this gated content. But let's be real, that's not a solution, it's a band-aid. It doesn't change the fact that Activision is trying to normalize charging $80 for a game, and then charging you again for everything that should have been included in that price. Whether you play via Game Pass or not, this model is fundamentally broken, and it sets a dangerous precedent for the industry. At least with a microtransaction, you usually get to keep what you bought. Here, you're buying access to something that will vanish. There's no ownership, no replay value, just a high-cost rental disguised as an event. It's the worst of both worlds. High cost like premium DLC, a limited time like a live service event, no long-term benefit or access. It's hard to imagine anything more anti-consumer than this. At some point, you have to stop and ask, what are we even paying for anymore? Games used to be expensive, sure, but you got something complete in return. A full campaign, multiplayer modes, unlockables, all baked into the price. Now we're shelling out $80 just to unlock the right to spend more. You buy a game, and then it nickel and dimes you with battle passes, cosmetic bundles, and now, limited time paid events that vanish forever. It's not just exploitative, it's predatory. This kind of model doesn't just hurt your wallet, it hurts the integrity of the game. Multiplayer titles thrive on player engagement, accessibility, and long-term community support. But how can a community thrive when it's being sliced apart by monetization walls? When players are split into haves and have-nots based on whether they coughed up for this week's premium pass. It's a terrible experience for everyone, not just the people who can't afford it, but even for the ones who do pay, only to find dead lobbies, fragmented matchmaking, or content that disappears before they've had a chance to enjoy it. And what's worse is that none of it carries over. You can drop hundreds of dollars on battle passes, skins, and event content, and next year, it's gone. A new Call of Duty drops, and the cycle starts all over again. They wipe the slate clean and act like it's a fresh start, but really, it's a reset button on your bank account. You're being forced to rebuy your loyalty year after year. It's a vicious loop, and publishers like Activision know exactly what they're doing. They're not just testing limits anymore, they're redefining them, seeing how far they can push until people either break or just accept this as the new normal. And sadly, some already have. But that's why it's so important for players to speak up, to push back, to demand better. Because if we don't, this kind of greedy behavior becomes the industry standard, not the exception. And once that happens, it won't just be Call of Duty. We'll see this model spread to every major franchise, every multiplayer game, every seasonal event across the board. Gaming is supposed to be a place where we escape, where we have fun, compete, cooperate, and experience incredible stories. But it's hard to enjoy any of that when the experience feels more like a subscription trap than a creative adventure. So if you're frustrated, you're not alone. If you're angry, you have every right to be. And if you're worried this is where gaming is headed permanently, so are we. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you see a way out of this mess? Is Game Pass a possible band-aid? Or is it just another layer on the same problem? We want to hear from you. And hey, if you're tired of overpaying for games, here's a smarter way to play. How do you feel about Call of Duty charging $80 and locking game modes behind a premium battle pass? Is this the breaking point, or just another step toward the industry's slow decline? Let's talk about it in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. And hey, if you're tired of wasting money on overpriced games, try out GameFly. Rent the games you want to play, skip the ridiculous DLCs, and save your wallet. Links in the description. Make sure to subscribe to Waz Up Nerd Insider for deep dives into gaming, anime, and nerd culture. We break down the news that matters, without the corporate spin. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp out there on the digital battlefield.